Coming up live from the Grand Harvey Center, we'll have Game 3 of the Best of 3 Championship Series of the AUS Championship coming up next.
For the first time ever here at the Grand Harvey Center, with tonight's women's, with the Tommies women's hockey, please welcome to center ice, Anisha Romani.
If you like this, you'll like this too. Introducing Budweiser Prohibition Brew. The first non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer. If you like this, you'll like this too. Introducing Budweiser Prohibition Brew. The first non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer.
Final minute. Tie game. Top corner.
Gatorade Frost, cool as ice.
Build your championship hockey team with the Kent and Atlantic University Sport, and you could win an NHL experience, including a trip to Montreal with 2 tickets to watch the Habs take on the Tampa Bay Lightning on April the 2nd. With flights, hotels, and spending money, pick your top 5 AUS players, 1 goalie among AUS women and men's hockey teams. Watch their progress over the AUS playoffs, and the team with the best stat line wins. Don't know the players? Well, don't worry. We'll tell you all about the regular season stats so you can pick that championship team. Head to www.kentbuildyourteam.ca to enter today.
Sesame and ginger. How did Subway know it's what I wanted? Thank you.
NBA Draft, Anthony Bennett of Toronto, Canada.
What's in my hockey stick? Mine's full of fun and exploding with exercise. It's stuffed with self-confidence, packed with practice makes perfect, and loaded with leadership. I keep it taped together with teamwork. I think it's made of carbon fiber, though.
Give them the chance to discover what their equipment is made of. Give them the chance to play. Visit sportnovascotia.ca to find out how you can help.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Ready, set, gone.
Gatorade Frost, cool as ice.
Live from the Grand Harvey Center here, we have Game 3 of the AUS Championship. Joining me is Sean Crocker here on color. Sean, what do you think both teams have to do here to secure that championship?
Well, I think these are 2 teams, Rob, that run high-octane offenses. They like to drive the team deep in their zone, and they like to win the battles behind the net. So for either of these teams to find a breakthrough in tonight's game, they're going to have to find the next level on their defense to stop those offenses, but at the same time to not take away from their own so that they can keep putting pucks in the net and potentially chip away.
Agreed. StFX winning Game 1 here at the Grand Harvey Center. That was Sunday night. The Tommies go to Antigonish and win Game 2 on Tuesday, 4-3 thriller. And here we are, Game 3. Starting lineups here, we got Henman, Reed, and Alexuk for the Tommies. On defense here, we have Woods and Swift. Great crowd here tonight at the Grand Harvey Center, and we are underway. Reed gets that back, pushes it over to Swift. Meropolis is there for StFX. Goaltenders tonight, we got Abby Clark and Molnar. Both have started both games. Wrapped around the boards here for Swift. She has a little bit of room. Tries to swing it out, hits a skate. Early turnover, Elliott swings it over. Into the corner for McLeod. McLeod back to Elliott. Elliott jammed up there by Woods. Good play by Woods. Woods makes a move and the Tommies get it out. Here comes Alexuk, the captain. Tries to swing it across. Woods couldn't find it. Henman tries to swing it in. And an early swish, and we got a chance here for X as it just goes off the stick of Meropolis, as there was a potential 2-on-1 there. Swung back. Gravel swings it across for Graham. Stretch pass, tipped back, and not quite in as Henman has a little bit of room. Lauren Henman fans on the shot and then pushes it in and heads off for a line change. Gravel back behind her own net. Gilbert off the bench. Almost grabbed that. Sherman jamming away at it. These two teams have split the season series 2-2 and then split the first two games of this playoff. So just very equal. They also finished 1-2 in the standings. Chisholm couldn't keep it in. Couple of bodies jammed up here. Chisholm and Gilbert battling at center. Puck goes back. Power has a little bit of room and swings it across. Coming out with it is Graham. Graham will swing it round. No shots on net for either team. No face-offs either. 2 minutes here gone in the first period. Becky Connor, in her 5th year for the Tommies, tries to get it across. And it's kicked back. Connor battling in there. Still has it. Gives it across to Ford. Loses it for a second to Tracy. Good play by Connor to keep that in on the backhand. Graham. Connor shoots. And Molnar makes the first save of the game with the old glove.
Well, and after the first big chance, you see both teams are really trying to get fresh legs out there whenever they can. That's going to be key in this game because when you have tired legs out there, everything's a little bit more magnified in a tie-breaking game. So for both teams to have success, they want to have fresh legs.
And another shot on net, this time by Alexuk, and Molnar pounces on that. Should be noted, Sean, that Galati is a scratch tonight. We don't know for sure, but I'm guessing an injury. What do you think that's going to do to the Tommies here?
Well, I think that depletes a little bit of the blue line. She's got a big shot from back there and a fixture on their second power play unit. So that should be interesting to see how the Tommies cope with that tonight with the man advantage.
Yep, agreed. As the Tommies win that draw and keep it in, but that time it pokes out. Elliott's got great speed as she races back for it. Touched up by Clark, who's just had an amazing run this year. Regular season and playoffs. Off the boards, here's Alexuk. Alexuk trying to get back Meropolis. They're going to see a lot of each other tonight. McLeod now. Cuts wide. Gets past Ring as McDonald barely stayed onside. Puck goes back to the line. Thomas pushes it in. Good cycling here by X. X still without a shot as it goes back and the Tommies have a little bit of room. Wraps around the boards. Paige Jackson couldn't hold on to it. Centered. And back come the Tommies. Great speed. Legault walks in, tries to move, loses it. Swift will just push it in. Molnar out to play it. 3 minutes gone here in this first period. Live at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Winner of this will be the AUS champion. Nationals is held in UPEI. And that would be next week. Swung around the boards. Thomas has it again. Tough pass as it goes all the way back out to Woods. A lot of neutral zone play here by both teams. Mariah Carey now takes it back in. Has a little bit of room. Carey tries to pass across. And Woods got a piece of it. Swung it across and Molnar makes a save. Good play there. You got to watch out for Woods as she likes to step up into the play. And that will be covered up by Molnar again.
Well, and that's just the thing. Alex Woods is going to be key for the St. Thomas Tommies tonight as she has a very mobile game from the back end and just being able to drive the play. But for the Tommies, being able to stop at the blue line and Mariah Carey forcing that turnover, that's exactly what they're going to need to do. And you see that she was able to force that, and that's just exactly what the Tommies have to do to win this hockey game.
X now wins that draw. It's a pass. Almost Boujol almost broke free as it went off her skate and into the corner. Bujol goes for it. Jammed up, bodies flying around here. Reed tries to get it out. Donovan keeps it in, but not for long. As that puck just sneaks out, and it's right back in. Bujol has it. Stops up, looking for options. Wraps it around for Sherman. Sherman hauled down, no call. See the refs, maybe they'll let some stuff go tonight. Odd has it for the Tommies. She can't get it out. Jammed up. Paige Jackson now has a little bit of room. Swings it across, and it's a chance. Race for the puck. As Henman just out of her own reach. Tommy's making a line change. Right off the skate of McKinley and back for Henman. Henman, she's been on for a while, tired. Usually she has a toe dragger, but not there. She heads off. Donovan tries to make a move, falls down. Batted in. Gravel. Woods jammed up. You're going to see a lot of Woods tonight. She's been playing big minutes in these playoffs. Pushed all the way down the ice. Clark leaves it. Legault makes some room, bounces it off the boards. Chisholm keeps it in for X. Legault has to go back for it. Lots of room. And that will be pushed down the ice, and we'll get an icing call.
Well, you got to like the hustle from the Tommies being outmatched in game one, and it really looked like StFX was going to take this one in 2 games, but St. Thomas showing some life in game 2, and StFX still yet to register a shot in this game, so that could be a storyline that we have to follow.
Yep, over 5 minutes into this first period, shots are 4-0 in favor of the home team. As we'll get a face-off to the right of Clark. Alicia Gilbert forced to come back on the ice due to the icing. Good catch by the refs there.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a delay tactic, a tired group on there, so
yeah, good point.
Break.
Marat shoots off it and goes right back and out. Meropoulos, great chance off the face-off as Legault heads off. Ford comes on. Ring back for it. Meropoulos and McLeod watching her. Jammed up on the boards. Back to the line. A little bit of room. Hard shot from Graham and wide of the net. Puck stays in for now. McLeod, nice play to keep it in at the line. Jammed away. Taking it back. Elliott shoots and just wide. Good chance for Elliott. X getting their feet going now. This is their best shift of the game. Kept in again, this time by Chisholm. It goes off the skate and out. Back the other way. Ford pushes it in. Tommies go for a line change. Molnar was out to play it. Ford gets that puck. McLeod back to Chisholm. Back to McLeod. Running around a bit in their own end here. They're just kind of playing give and go. This time a little floater. Not a bad play. Not enough for icing, but it will get a line change as Paige Jackson back for Stanford. Stanford stretch pass. Misses everyone. Burrows swings it in. Now Jackson back for it. Paige Jackson over to Stanford. Connor swings it across, just out of the reach, and the Tommies will go for a line change. Not a lot of offensive action so far going on in this game for both teams. McDonald trying to cut through the middle. This time Aleksuk racing for it. She has Thomas on her. Emily Aleksuk stopped up, jammed into the boards. Looked like a body check, no call. Refs keep it going. Back behind the net now is Sherman. Sherman drops it back. A little bit of room. McDonald to Thomas. Reed with a good forecheck here. X having trouble getting it out of their end. Bujol will. She'll push it up. Sherman catching up into the play. Here comes Sherman, but a good recovery by Woods. And Clark makes her first save of the game.
Well, and that's a dangerous combo coming up of Sherman and Bujol. That's a pair to watch out for tonight.
Bujol now almost had it. Woods just gives it across. A little bit of room for Henman. Henman will flick it down. Donovan racing right back in. Donovan shoots. Blocker save by Clark. So the last 2 shots now for X. Odd. First year for the Tommies. Swings it back. Gilbert makes a move at center. Gives it across. Chance for the Tommies here. Dropping back. Gilbert going to the net. Shot. Saved by Molnar. Back to Stanford. Over to Gilbert. Wrapped around the boards. Good play by Legault. Off of her, looked like her shin pad, and goes right to ring. Legault being watched by Gravel. Drops it back. Good cycling play. Gilbert trying to get through. Swings it back. Tommies still have control. Coming off the bench is Ford. Ford with the wrist shot. A lot of traffic in front. Shoots it wide. Graham now couldn't hold on to it. Jackson battling back. And another clearing. This time it went off of Ford's shoulder and it stayed in for now. 9 minutes into this first period. Stanford to Carey. Carey just pushes it in. Molnar! I think she thought it was going wide. It took a weird hop and she had to make a quick reflex save there. Race for it. Elliott coming out with speed. Elliott shoots. Blocked in front by Woods. Seems like Woods hasn't been off the ice yet in this first period. Donovan. Lots of traffic. Tries the wrist shot. Gets through. Pad save by Clark. This time that puck will come out to center. Dorofieva trying to make a move on Chisholm. Unable to. As Chisholm has it again. Over to Donovan. Tries to go to Broussard and is taken away. Here comes Alexuk. Alexuk has Reed. Alexuk shoots. I think she was going for the tip, but Molnar covers up.
Well, and that's a nice little set play that the Tommies have used all year. Alexuk comes down the wing and she just puts it on net, hoping for a deflection or maybe a little bit of an errant shot, but good job for the Tommies to force that turnover, and StFX looking a bit shaky here in the early going.
Yeah, you can see on that replay right now that Reed just missed the tip there. But yes, a good play by the Tommies as they keep that top line out there. Back now for Sherman and Jackson trying to pinch in and keep that in. She does for a moment. Goes back to McDonald. Hannah McDonald, first year, trying to get it out. Jackson keeps it in again. And this time Thomas will bring it out herself. Skate all the way to center. Swings it across into the direction of Sherman. As Sean mentioned earlier, this line has been dangerous. Bujold with 7 points so far in the playoffs. Donovan 5 points. Henman tries to make a move. Nobody on the St. Thomas team has more than 3 points in these playoffs. They've been a little bit snake-bitten for goals.
Well, and that's going to be key today is you're going to have to put some goals up on the board because they're going to come sooner rather than later. So you may as well get on the board first.
First game, 4-0 StFX. Second game, 4-3 Stu. As it's passed out, just misses Noseworthy. Gravel will just wire that in. Not a bad play. You get the face-off in the Tommies' end here.
Well, and that's one thing that the Tommies have done well all season. And that's win face-offs in their own zone. And I think that at this point you're going to want to take a gamble on that. And if you're StFX, just driving the play to their zone and hopefully you get the odd face-off win or two, and then maybe you get an opportunity.
McKinley taking the draw here for X. Loses it to Legault. Woods into the corner. Lauren Legault back for it. Over to Woods. She'll make the smart play, wrap it around the boards for Stanford. Stanford, the other first-year player for the Tommies, alongside with Odd. Tracy takes it away. Tracy, cross ice, shot, and just fanned on it there by, I believe it was number 17, Gotas. Good little chance for X. Swung now behind the net. Clark leaves it for Stanford. Stanford couldn't get it off. Clark doesn't know where it is. Wrap around. Puck loose in the crease. Bounces back to Chisholm. Chisholm shot blocked in front by Danielle Ring. A little bit of a mess there in front of the Tommies net, but the Tommies get away with it. Graham now pushes it to Meropoulos. Great pass on the stick for McLeod. McLeod has Chisholm. McLeod goes to the backhand, cuts to the forehand, shot. Good save by Clark. As I think McLeod wanted to elevate that puck, but nonetheless, great pad save by Clark. Becky Connor flicks it to herself, gets past Chisholm. Has Graham watching her now, loses her footing in the corner, and she goes down. Graham back for it. 12 minutes gone in this first period. Shots 6-5 in favor of the Tommies. Puck floated up in the air. Jackson brings that down. Nice move by Paige Jackson. Fires it, blocked by Chisholm. Swung out front, deflected behind the net. Number 74, Leah McLeod has it now. Another first year from Dartmouth as she pokes it out. She was out of gas as she might have been able to get up there for maybe a potential 2-on-1 with Meropoulos. Vader just pokes it out. Good play by her. Both teams playing a little reserved in this first period. Right up to Sherman. Sherman tries to make a move, but the puck kind of bounced on her. Bujold tries to go through Vader, and this time she'll poke it past Jackson. Swift over to Jackson. Vader steps on the puck. It's right underneath her. Olivia Reed has been on that top line all year with Lauren Henman and Emily Alexiuk. A lot of points between those three players. Sherman drops it back, shot, another save by Clark. Clark, who didn't have any action for the first 8 minutes, is now at 6 shots on her. Noseworthy tries to move, tries to go around Woods. Woods up to the task as she gets it up to Henman. Comes out to center. Lauren Henman just out of the reach of Reed. Going back for it is McDonald. Hannah McDonald jammed up, gets it to Noseworthy. Broussard is on there as well. McDonald loses it to Henman. Henman, one hand pokes it to Alexiuk. Goes back to Odd. Alexiuk with the no-look pass, trying to find Reed just out of her reach, and Broussard comes out with it. Broussard getting it to center all by herself. Pokes it off the boards. Trying to get around Odd. Odd loses her stick. Broussard gets to it. Odd picks up her stick just in time to receive the pass from Henman. Some bodies falling down. X trying to get it out here. Back now, Donovan. Cross ice. Gravel, shot, and a great save by Clark, no rebound.
Oh, and great job by Clark to just track that one through traffic. It's always tough watching the shots come in from the point, and when you got a hard shot like Gravel for Clark, that's a tough one to track, and she did very well at that. And you'll see there, good positioning and just an even better glove for Clark.
Should be noted that St. Thomas does not have an AUS championship yet since they've came into this league 17 years ago. StFX won their last championship in 2015. The last 3 years have been to the SMU Huskies. So someone new will have an AUS championship this year. Ring. Back for it, misses everyone. Clark decides to play that herself. Gets it up to Gilbert. Gilbert jams it in. Meropoulos leaves it for Gravel. Approaching the 5-minute mark remaining in this first period. Still scoreless as that puck gets jammed in. Clark bobbled it a bit, and she'll cover that up.
Well, and StFX is really bringing it on here in the last little bit, and we noted at the start it was 4-0 in the shots for St. Thomas, and now since then 8-2 for the X-Women, and that's going to be huge because it looks like they've really found their footing, so we could be in for a doozy of a game.
You think there's a lot of nerves going on here between these two teams?
Well, these are two teams with a lot of young players. Tyra Meropoulos on StFX's side, and then you have a few young defenders on St. Thomas' side. So, I mean, nerves are always a factor, but sometimes you just got to find a way to get past them.
And it may take that first period for both teams to just settle back in and just, take it as a game here. As Dorofieva takes a shot, it knuckles wide. Behind the net now, Chisholm over to Graham. Meropoulos battling aside of the boards here. Coming out to help her out now. That would be McLeod. Gets it across. Stopped up. Chisholm makes a move to give her a little more room. Over to Graham. Back to Chisholm. Stretch pass off the boards to McLeod. McLeod will just swing that back in. Clark not taking any chances here, Sean.
Well, and you don't need to take any chances in this game. You got to play hard and you got to play smart. And you see just from the subtle banks off the boards, you want to make the smart play. You don't want to take any risk, especially in a tie hockey game.
No, I agree. She covers up another face-off in the Tommies' end. X wins this one. Bujold and Power. Comes right back out, though. This is Sherman. Fires it into the corner. Power with a good stick lift. Trying to get around. Bujold and Power just jamming it back and forth into the corner. Good little rub out there by the Tommies, but X regains control. Sherman back to the line. Henman tries to poke it free and can't get it out. Bujold has it. Walks in. Shot. Pad save by Clark. Great save. As Bujold found herself wide open in the slot after a turnover. Sherman behind the net. The captain for the Tommies trying to get it out now. Unable to. Donovan stops up. Lots of traffic. Doesn't get through. And Alexiuk will get that out. Great play by her not to ice it. Gravel stops up. Tries to get it up quick. McKinley's in there. Delay offside. It will be popped out to center. Gotas has it. Fires it in. Wide of the net. Legault for Woods. Woods has Gilbert cutting through the middle. Ooh, didn't see McDonald. That could have been dangerous. As Tracy pushes it back in. Woods will try to get it out again. She's being watched by 2 X players as it stays in. Thomas, shot, great block by Danielle Ring, and that puck gets out. McDonald, over to Thomas. Turnover. Alicia Gilbert brings it right back in. Tries to feed someone on her team, but there was nobody there as that puck heads into the Tommies bench with 2:53 to go in the first.
Well, and something of note is Danielle Ring's willingness to throw the body in front of the puck, and you don't win championships without good defense, and you certainly don't do it without sacrifice, so you're seeing a lot of that from both sides tonight.
No, great play by Danielle Ring as you get a glimpse at Molnar here, who she's been amazing so far in this first period. 7 saves on 7 shots. Turnover here, Ford has it. Ford looking for options. Swings it back down. Vader can't get to it. Meropoulos, who's played big minutes in this first period, just gets it out to center. Jackson tries to push it back in, and back come X here. A little bit of room. Elliott calling for it, as that was just offside. I don't believe Meropoulos saw Elliott open on the left-hand side.
No, and when there's traffic going on there, sometimes you just got to carry it across the blue line, and St. Thomas has done an excellent job at just stopping the transition game tonight, and that's where they really ruled in the first 2 games.
What do you think about the refs letting it go so far? No penalties on either side.
Well, I think when really all you ask for is just consistency.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Either call everything or don't call anything, and I think that not calling anything is definitely something of note, and it's definitely good for the fans.
I was going to say, it keeps the fan, and a great crowd tonight at the Grand Harvey Center for the deciding game in the AUS Championship here. As a circle behind the net now, Gravel swings it all the way up. Icing waved off. Clark thought it was still on. Swift has it. Can't get it out. Jackson now has a little bit of room. Over to Reed. Reed. Over to Henman. Henman couldn't handle the pass off the boards. And X trying to keep it in their own end. Gets out to center. Bounces on Odd. Odd has to hurry back. Odd trying to get through the middle. Not a bad play there as she swings it down. Thomas stops up behind her own net, settles things. McKinley telling Gotas to get going as that puck turned it over. Reed shoots, blocked in front, and Henman now. Henman, nice pass to Woods. Woods shoots, and this time blocked by Thomas. 2 great chances for the Tommies, 2 great blocks by X players. McDonald trying to get it through. Reed and McDonald jammed up on the subway sign. Alexuk trying to get it out. Reed tried to bat it out of the air. Good pressure by the Tommies. 1 minute remaining in this first period. Alexuk. Reed. Oh, a Ring got a good shot off. Molnar standing tall right now, just trying to get out of this period even. Coming up with it now is Thomas. X turning it over a bit in their own end as McKinley makes a move to try to get past Odd. Woods has a little bit of room. And a chance now, but Ring's been on for a while. She doesn't have a lot of speed here. She waits for a couple players. Reed takes the shot. Pad saved by Molnar. I don't think she saw that one at all. Chisholm. Right back for Graham. 10 seconds to go in this first period. Maybe one more chance here. X just trying to bring it in. Fires it in. Pad saved by Clark, and that is going to do it for the first period as we have, well, it's scoreless, 0-0. Shots 9 for the Tommies, 11 for X. Sean, who do you think came out on top in that period?
Well, I don't know, Robert. It was dead even because you saw a lot of play from St. Thomas in the first few minutes, and then the pendulum sort of swung the other way, but it's very even. But I like what St. Thomas is doing, just getting the pucks deep, and it seems like StFX is giving them a bit too much space to work with. So that's a storyline to follow, and it's definitely something that could burn the X-Women down the line.
What do you think is the key to get that first goal of the game, whether you're X or Stu?
Well, either way, for either side, you're going to have to grind it out. It's definitely going to be something where you're going to have to show the other team who is boss, and you're going to have to plow your way to that net and just get shots off. That's going to be the key because something has to go in at some point.
Yeah, I agree. And as we take a look here at Clark, Clark has been great in this game so far. Like you mentioned earlier, didn't get a lot of shots in the first 6 or 7 minutes, but I find she's been great. All those pad saves down low.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, she faced a few more shots, but I think the quality of shots that she was facing might have been a bit better than what Carly Molnar had to face in the first period.
There was Tommies, one of their best chances of the first period as Alexa took it in. There wasn't a lot of high scoring opportunities in that period for either team. It was a bit sloppy at times, did you find?
Yeah, no, a few bad egregious giveaways here and there, and that's got to tidy up a bit because those are the exact kind of mistakes that could burn you in a championship game.
Well, for Robert Johnson and Sean Crocker, we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so to bring you period 2 here on AUSTV.ca and Bell 5 TV1. And thank you for watching.
Final minute. Tie game. Top corner.
Gatorade Frost, cool as ice.
Sesame and ginger. How did Subway know it's what I wanted? Thank you.
NBA Draft, Anthony Bennett of Toronto, Canada.
Hey, Mom, is it okay if Sarah comes over for dinner tonight?
Yeah, as long as it's okay with her mom.
Can she?
Yeah, of course.
Yes!
At Ronald McDonald House, we give families a home away from home, close to their sick children.
If you like this, you'll like this too. Introducing Budweiser Prohibition Brew. The first non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer.
Build your championship hockey team with the Kent and Atlantic University Sport, and you could win an NHL experience, including a trip to Montreal with 2 tickets to watch the Habs take on the Tampa Bay Lightning on April the 2nd. With flights, hotels, and spending money, pick your top 5 AUS players, 1 goalie among AUS women and men's hockey teams. Watch their progress over the AUS playoffs, and the team with the best stat line wins. Don't know the players? Well, don't worry. We'll tell you all about the regular season stats so you can pick that championship team. Head to www.kentbuildyourteam.ca to enter today.
I'm back here with St. Thomas Marketing and Event Coordinator, Eric Moffat. Eric Moffat, so great crowd tonight at the Grand Harvey Center.
You know, we've had fantastic crowds. This community really supports university sports. I mean, obviously, we've got UMB next door. Having them return to the league this year has really amped up a little bit of the interest on that side to come to these games. And I think that, you know, we've benefited. We had a really good playoff series against some 1-goal games. So those fans were energized about women's hockey. And, you know, they're coming out to support the community. I think that there's a lot of pride in this community. You know, obviously, that the men's hockey team won their AUS championship last night, and you know, looking to see if maybe another title will be won tonight on home ice for the Fredericton squad from St. Thomas. So, you know, looking for that first title for St. Thomas in their program history, and you know, it's going to be interesting. You know, it's a tight game, 0-0. You know, I thought StFX kind of started out sluggish, but they came around, and Stu's keeping the pressure up.
No, yeah, exactly. And I'm back to the attendance. Were you surprised? Because it's a great attendance tonight. It's one thing when St. Thomas is playing UMB, but now it's March break, and I'm surprised we got a great crowd here.
Well, we've done a lot of ticket initiatives for us. You know, the AUS talks about market-driven sports, and for us, women's hockey is our market-driven sports among the sports that we do. There's a lot, we were second in the conference this year. UNB, obviously, coming back to the league, they had a lot of attention at the start of the year, which, they got great attendance. But, if you look at the mean, we were at the top of the league and amongst the top in the country in terms of league attendance. We engage the elementary schools. We engage our Epsilon and Wiseman's Club that runs the canteen. Yeah. They go to different community groups like the Boys and Girls Club and able to offer some tickets for complimentary for those families that may not have the chance to come watch games. We're really engaging on our social media to try to get people to the Grand Harvey Center, come watch these games. Obviously being ranked through the season, we try to push that, and this product is so great, and I think that's something that people really miss out on in this conference is, AUS women's hockey, what it was 10, 15 years ago, is not what it is now. These players are fantastic athletes. The pedigree that they come from, where they play their provincial women's hockey in Ontario, or if they're playing, Team Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, or whatever, maybe Team Newfoundland. You see Abby Clark in net for St. Thomas. She comes from a strong pedigree in Newfoundland, and it's been really great to see the St. Thomas community come out and support. We're a small school in this AUS conference, so it's that tight-knit, everybody knows each other on campus. We do a lot of things on campus, too, to try to generate traffic from, the campus community students. During the playoffs, our tickets are free for St. Thomas students. We give out tickets during the course of the regular season to try to generate some interest. And it's just been really exciting to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's, the next few years as well, as we kind of grow our program under Coach Peter Murphy.
So how important it is for the growth of the AUS to host nationals this year as well in PEI?
Well, it's interesting. You talk to some of the coaches in this conference, and the berth program, to get into nationals, every conference gets 2 berths, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and in a year that your conference hosts, if UPEI in this case did not make it to the AUS finals, so if you're in that conference championship final series, you're guaranteed to go to nationals unless your conference is hosting. So because UPEI is hosting and they didn't make it in the final series, that's what makes this so engaging, and the fans are out because, you got to win this series to get in. Right?
See, I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, so so that's why I think that there's a lot of support, because our players, our student athletes are really trying to get the crowd to come out and support their family, their friends, their inner circle to come and support the women's hockey team, because if they got 1,000 people behind their backs supporting them and cheering them on, that gives you a little oomph in your skate and your stick and to try to make those plays to hopefully get that winning goal.
Well, thank you, Eric Moffat, for joining us here in the first intermission, and we'll throw it to commercial, and we'll be back for period 2.
Yeah, so you can see how these are just little, basically absorbent patches that will capture your sweat, and then we just measure how salty your sweat is.
When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, "Oh Lord, here they come." Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
Build your championship hockey team with the Kent and Atlantic University Sport, and you could win an NHL experience, including a trip to Montreal with 2 tickets to watch the Habs take on the Tampa Bay Lightning on April the 2nd. With flights, hotels, and spending money, pick your top 5 AUS players, 1 goalie among AUS women and men's hockey teams. Watch their progress over the AUS playoffs. And the team with the best stat line wins. Don't know the players? Well, don't worry. We'll tell you all about the regular season stats so you can pick that championship team. Head to www.kentbuildyourteam.ca to enter today.
Sesame and ginger. How did Subway know it's what I wanted? Thank you.
welcome back to the Grant Harvey Center, and starting out with the AUS Athletes of the Week, Haley McDonald dropping 50 points to win the AUS title for the Acadia X-Women, and Regan Spears for the StFX X-Men, who fell to the UMB Reds last night, where the Reds took the title in that side of the brackets.
Still tricky not to say varsity, eh?
Yeah, I know, right?
I've been doing it all year as well.
Takes some getting used to.
So yeah, that's crazy. Great Athletes of the Week for AUS. Back here at the Grant Harvey Center, period 2 just about to get underway. Still scoreless, Sean. What did you think of that first period?
Well, I thought it was it had a lot of good tempo. A few mistakes here and there that could have costed them, but fortunately we're still a 0-0 hockey game. But the teams have to be better to make sure that they aren't turning it over senselessly and making sure that they're generating their opportunities.
No, agreed. Shots were 11-9 in favor of the road team StFX. And here we are underway as Emily Alexiuk wins the faceoff. No penalties in that first period for either team. It was a very quick period, not a lot of whistles. And kept the momentum flowing, and I think the crowd enjoyed that. And here we are. Alexiuk swings it back over to Reed. Reed tries to bank it off the boards, kept in by Donovan. She'll wrap it around for Elliott. Elliott tries to cut through the center. Nice little stick, and the Tommies are off. Henman. Didn't see a lot from Lauren Henman in that first period as she goes in hard. Gravel watched her the entire way. Alexiuk, nice play to read that as that puck bounces out to center. Jackson over to Henman. Henman just swings it in, heads off as Danielle Ring will take her place. StFX coming up with a little bit of speed here. That first goal, just so important in any game, especially in the championship game and especially when it's scoreless in the second period.
Well, I think the key is all about momentum, and it's just getting that first goal, and then you get the monkey off the back, and all of a sudden the other team's gripping their sticks a little tighter.
Pass right up for Power. Power has a little bit of room, has Bujol with her. Power, good shot, blocker saved by Clark, her first of the period. Batted around. Ring just gives it back to Legault. Over to Jackson. Sherman, though, cuts through and her stick slashed out of her hand. No call as Gilbert takes it away for the Tommies. Gilbert cuts out wide. Graham's following her the entire way. Graham, nice play to just kind of slam her into the boards. And now that will be a penalty as it was Bujol who took out Gilbert.
Well, a must to the ire of the StFX X-Women. You hear a little bit of a groan from the bench, and they thought down in this end that Sherman had her stick slashed out of her hands, and now the X-Women will go to the box, and that's Sarah Bujol. Then the Tommies will get the first crack at the power play, and a power play that's been lackluster in the playoffs, but definitely not lackluster all season.
No, you're right. Lackluster is a key word. The Tommies have not scored a power play goal in these playoffs so far. And on the other side of it, StFX is a 100% penalty kill. Something's got to happen here, Sean.
Something's got to give, and so I guess we'll see here in the next few moments what these teams can drum up.
It's not very often that you see 100% and a 0%. Here goes Alexiuk, keeps it in. Nice play by her as that top line is out there for the Tommies. Over to Henman, shot just off, I think, the end of the blade and wide. Party back for it. She's being watched by Gotas. Gotas will head off as Alexiuk, 30 seconds gone in this penalty, to Bujold. Party, you did not see a lot of power play time for Party, but now with Galati out, she is on that top unit. Henman jams it up, trying to get something going here. Ford keeps it in. Ford, Alexiuk, jammed up. Reed as well, as that is swung all the way down the ice. Interesting to see Ford and Party on the power play, both playing back. Now Woods is on. Coming up with speed. Legault slashed. No call as her stick came out of her hands. I guess slashing today, Sean, will not be a call.
No, apparently not. And I mean, as long as they're consistent with it, that's the key.
Woods into the corner. Minute 20 gone in the penalty to Bujold, and the Tommies have yet to get a shot on this power play. Ford just banks it off the boards. Nobody really there, and that's pushed in. McLeod will get to that first. McLeod around the net, coming out with it, shorthanded, and that's taken away by Ford. 20 seconds to go on this penalty. Meropoulos, good play to kind of hold Ford. McLeod takes it over. A shorthanded break. McLeod in, scores! Top corner, blocker side. McLeod shorthanded. Oh, baby, Sean. That's not the start you wanted for the Tommies, but definitely the start for X.
Absolutely, and McLeod just steps in, and a bad turnover for the Tommies, and it's in the back of your net, and that's the kind of mistake that we're talking about, is you turn it over and anything can happen, and a shorthanded goal for the X-Women to start out the second period, and like you said, Rob, that's definitely not the start that the Tommies were looking for.
That power play didn't look good for the Tommies at all, but that's the last thing you wanted on it, was a shorthanded goal by McLeod. And we have a 1-0 game as 5 seconds until Bujold is back on the ice. So I bet she was pretty happy from that penalty box. Sherman, and Bujold's back out as she has the puck, tips it in. Chance now, she's got a lot of speed. She was just sitting, shot, covered up by Clark.
Well, that might be the biggest save of the game there. You got to slow it down a little bit and just take a step back and realize that you're still a good hockey club. And here you see the turnover. You see Ford trying to exit the zone, and she was taken out there by Meropoulos, and what a great play.
No, you're right. The Tommies just couldn't get much going on that power play. And here comes McLeod taking it in, as you see the replay on your screen, and shot the entire way. Whew, what a shot.
Yeah, that was a heat-seeking missile looking for Twine.
Sherman now shoots it, just steered aside by Clark. Shots 14-9 in favor of StFX, 1-0 score. Broussard comes out, shot, uses the screen, kind of uses Alexic as a screen, and covered up by Clark.
Yeah, and you have to be careful here. You can't be making any more mistakes, and trailing 1-0, St. Thomas has to be gripping their sticks a little bit tighter now, but you can't let it get away from you, and you have to come back and equalize it.
Yep, no, you're 100% right, Sean. 1-0 is not the end of the world, but you do not want to fall down 2-0 here. Vader jammed up on the boards here, looking for options, has Ford with her, loses it to Noseworthy, gets it right back. Can't clear it. Burrows, Noseworthy, just trying to poke it through. Woods has it. Woods comes out with it. Swings it in the direction of Connor. And Noseworthy, 3-on-2 rush here for X. Noseworthy shot the entire way and bobbled it a little bit by Clark, but she makes the save. Broussard now down in the corner. Has it. Pushes it through. Noseworthy's in there as well. Back to the line. Just into the corner for Thomas. Vader trying to get there first for the Tommies. Thomas keeps it in. Good pressure here by X. Woods can't clear it. She'll try it again. This time the Tommies will get it out to center. Go toss. Nice little move to bring it right back in, but McKinley was just offside. Into the corner now. 5 minutes gone in this second period. Back now. Ford turns it over. Gotas just pushes it right back in. Tommies haven't had it in the X zone since that goal. Tracy now. Pushes it around for Meropoulos. She'll stop up, makes a nice little move. Ford has a chance to clear it, and she will. Gets it right out. Tommies will get it out to center. Becky Connor will just shoot it in. Behind the net, Graham. Molnar just kind of using the old Brodeur tactic there. Holding the stick out, Ring slapped it down a couple times. Off now, nice little play there. Coming down for it now is McKinley. Still has it, being watched by Stanford. Pushes it out. And coming out with it now, the Tommies have a little room. This is Paige Jackson. The defender walks in, has some room. Shot! Pad save by Molnar. Good look by Jackson. Chisholm falls down. Graham fires that off the glass. And nice play as that will get back into the Tommies' end. Gilbert right back in, has Ring with her. Alicia Gilbert takes a shot, blocked in front by Chisholm, and it goes over to McLeod. Push through, trying to get it out. Now chance for Gilbert, shot blocked in front again by McLeod. Odd, shot blocked again. That was 3 blocked shots as Broussard has it now. Or sorry, McLeod. Shot. She was looking for her second of the game. Sherman comes out with it, pushes it behind the net. Good pressure here now, Power. Looks for it, shot, trickles through, loose in the crease, shot, and it doesn't go in as Power looked like she had that open net. Wow, Tommy's caught a break there as Clark couldn't find that puck. Bujold swings it out front. Sherman just out of her reach. McLeod has it. Back to Henman. Floats it out. Good chance here now for the Tommies. Reed. Alexa can't catch up. Reed. Shot. Hauled down. No call. Reed gets up. Wraparound. Scores! That was all Olivia Reed.
Well, and that one is what the doctor ordered. Reed just bringing it right to the net, and you could feel something coming up for the Tommies, and the top line strikes once again, and that's exactly what the Tommies needed, as that top line's been dynamite for them all year and coming up clutch in arguably one of the biggest moments so far this year.
You see Olivia Reed, who had the partial break, gets hauled down, sticks with the play, goes for the wraparound and puts it in. As you'll see here on the replay here, that wraparound right through the 5-hole of Molnar.
Yeah, and you can't be fooled on that one, and Molnar didn't know where that was, and when you're coming across the crease, you're just hoping for the best, and luckily for Reed, she ended up finding the hole.
Doesn't even look like Molnar had her stick with her when the puck went in, as we'll take a look at her now. As the Tommies, that's a huge answer, as it is now 1-1 with 11:50 to go in this second period. So no goals in that first period, and we get 2 in the first 10 here in the second. Jackson has a little bit of room over to Dorofieva. Ford now brings it in. Ford has Carey with her. Not a lot of room to get it to her, though. Ford will just backhand sauce it and into the corner. A little bit of room now. Trying to get through is McKinley. Ford behind her own net. Gotas is watching her. Woods has it now. Right on the tape of Carey. Mariah Carey just pushes it in. Mariah Carey, best name in the AUS, as that's covered up by Molnar.
Well, and for Carly Molnar, you just want to slow the game down, and covering it up is exactly what it's going to do. And despite St. Thomas being a very strong team at the dot, StFX has really ruled that part of the game tonight, and I think that's going to be the key for them. And for Carly Molnar, you just don't want to give them another unnecessary opportunity.
Yep, and as St. Thomas does win that draw, Legault trying to keep it in, and that's right back out. Meropoulos tries to bank it off the boards to herself, unable to, and Graham has it. Tape to tape. Right up for Meropoulos. Great pass as she just pokes it in. Odd for the Tommies behind her own net. Stops up. Nice move to get around Elliott. Elliott sticks with it. Puck comes through, hits off of Stanford. She has a little bit of room to get it out. And Gilbert just kicking at it. Puck finds its way just outside of the blue line. And X will just float it right back in. Odd has lots of room. X going for a line change. Gives it over. Gilbert being watched now by Sherman. 4th year at a Summerside. Gravel fires it. Takes a weird little bounce off the shoulder of Clark. She did not know where that puck was. X keeps it in. Ring with a good play to get it, but they can't get it out. Bujold has it. Looking for options right to the slot. Good shot off the side of the post by Sherman. Power now. Into the slot for Bujold. Shot up high. Gravel, nice play to keep it in. X putting on a lot of pressure here since that tying goal from the Tommies. Odd. This time we'll float it, and it will get out. Puck all the way batted in. No icing call. Molnar out to play it. Long stretch pass right to Broussard. Broussard couldn't get it. Here comes Jackson. Jackson, Henman calling for it. Jackson cuts wide. Looking for Henman. Just out of her reach. Alexuk has it now. Around the net. Alexuk looking for Reed. Puck hits off the side of the net. Out front. Oh, and a great save by Molnar. As Henman found the puck in the slot, and the pad of Molnar came out of nowhere. Broussard now loses the handle. Goes right up to Alexuk. The captain of the Tommies stops up. Loses the handle. Henman. Oh, and another amazing pad save by Molnar. 2 in a row off of Henman.
Well, there's not much you can do there if you're Carly Molnar. You're just trying to get in the way of it, and it just sort of hits you. You can't really plan out saves like that.
Henman doesn't miss a lot of those, Sean, especially 2 in the same shift as Clark covers up.
Oh, and spectacular play by Carly Molnar on both of them, and she robs Lauren Henman not once but twice, and Henman, who's been stellar all season long and finishing second in the goal total in AUS, comes up just shy of giving the Tommies their first lead of the night.
We'll see here, Henman just sitting in the slot, and it came right out to her, and a great pad save by Molnar. As we keep it a 1-1 game. Ford trying to poke it through. Connor not using a lot of strength there with just the one hand as she couldn't get it past. Puck goes through everyone and must have hit off a skate as icing was waved off. Molnar just banking it off the boards herself. Jamming it at the line. McKinley looks to come away with it. Stuck at center here. And X finds the puck. Go toss now. Pushes it in. Tommies have it. Not a lot of room, and it's a turnover. Is that puck? No, my mistake. That puck just got past the blue line.
Oh, and that's a good eye by the linesman on the other side, and that prevents another opportunity for StFX, who's been killing it on the transition in the second period. And you'll see here Carly Molnar, and that was the second big save. And I think the building and even the Tommies bench thought that one was destined for the twine.
Oh, she has some great movement for a bigger goalie like Tall. She got across. Beautiful pad save. 8 minutes to go in this second period. Meropoulos to McLeod. McLeod cut in front. Not a bad idea just to get a shot on net. Rebound, but it goes right to Odd. McLeod passes it back. Gilbert now trying to help out. Ring. And that puck comes out to the center. Meropoulos trying to get past Jackson as Jackson. Nice play to just push that in. As Molnar kind of just takes no chance there and pushes it into herself and covers up.
Well, and that's all because of the forecheck of Alicia Gilbert, and she's one of Peter Murphy's favorite Tommies to use in any given situation. She's hard on the puck, and she was dogged right there, and I don't think Carly Molnar wanted to take any chances with that.
No, you're right. Alicia Gilbert in her 5th year does not want to play her final game as a Tommy tonight, and she has been playing great. Jammed up. X comes away with it here. Power. Nice play to bank it off the boards for Sherman. Sherman has a little bit of room, trying to get past Woods, but Woods with a great stick to come away with that. A lot of players behind the net here. Woods and Alexuk, Sherman and Bujol. 4 players trying to find it. Sherman comes out with it. Off the boards, nice play. Donovan, hard shot. Oof, wired just wide. She kept that low and hard, and it just went wide. Henman behind her own net being watched by Sherman. Donovan, nice play to pinch. Swings it out front across. Bujol gets a shot, but wide. Henman coming away with it. Gives it to Reed. Reed, the goal scorer for the Tommies. Swings it on Molnar. And this time she decides not to cover up, which looked a little bit awkward. Off the boards. Misses everyone. No, tipped. And Stanford will get to that first. Paige Jackson, she's played a great game so far for the Tommies. Dorofiva tried to poke that through. Long stretch pass off the stick of McKinley. Oh no, this time it was an icing call as it will head back into the X end.
Well, and good hustle by Paige Jackson just to force the face-off. And you could sense that they wanted a bit of a whistle there. And now an X-Women line that's been on there for quite a bit now has to take a defensive zone face-off and try to clear that one on a Tommies team that seems ever hungry after their goal.
Donovan led the team in scoring with 25 points in the regular season. Meropoulos with 24 as Jackson gets that puck, wraps it around the boards. Dorofiva. Nice little touch to get it to Ford. Ford couldn't get it out front. Graham just banks it back over. Nice little play as Tracy has some room but can't clear it. Graham back behind her own net. Not a lot of options as it hits off the skate of Carey, and Ford keeps it in. Here comes Ford. Ford shoots up high, and I believe Molnar maybe got a piece of it with her shoulder there.
Well, it's the idea that counts for Stephanie Ford and stepping in. It looked like she had a little bit of a hole to shoot at.
It was just peeking, as we'll see the replay here.
Oh, and that one was destined for the back of the net there, and good job for Molnar just to get her shoulder up just enough to tip it into the netting.
Yeah, great shot. Tommies will take the face-off in the X end as we see the replay again here from a different angle as Ford tries to go up high. Ooh, and there was a little daylight up there, as Sean mentioned. Meropoulos now tries to bank it off the boards, and Odd just sauces it right back in. Shots 20-17 in favor of X. It's been a very even game. Legault back for it. Gives it across to Woods. Woods swings it in. Molnar just kind of touches it, leaves it for McDonald. Over to Thomas. Long stretch pass from Meropoulos, misses her, but she will beat out the icing call as Odd kind of slipped. Meropoulos now tries to swing it back. Odd without a stick. Wraps around the boards for Thomas. Thomas down low. Puck stays in. Good play there by McDonald as the puck was just kind of bouncing around, as Clark will cover that up with 4:45 to go now on the clock.
Oh, and you can tell Clark just wants to slow the game down a bit as she's covering the puck up with no X-Women nearby, and you just want to get the face-off and force the play to them and make them come to you. And especially when you're that good in your defensive zone and as defensive as this game has been, you almost take your bet with the face-off.
X wins. Yeah, she even held that puck so long the ref didn't blow the whistle for a while, and she eventually dropped it, but they blew it down. Bujold, nice little move, stops up, but a good play by Lexuk. Should be noted that StFX is without a captain this year. 3 assistants, though.
Well, they lost Daly Audie to graduation last year, and she was spectacular for that program.
Oh, she put on a clinic in her 5 years. Going around the net, wraparound, and a great save by Clark as it looked like there might have been a little bit of room there for Donovan.
Oh, and it seemed like Clark had no idea where that puck was, and then she clued in at the last possible second and managed to get her pad over there. And some StFX fans possibly making the trip up from Antigonish, and you got to give props to these fans as they come out and support their X-Women wherever they go.
That's not a short drive, especially on a weekday.
No, 4.5 hours, and I've done that ride more than a few times.
But Becky Connor now tries to swing it up the middle for Vader. Vader on her knees, gives it across, takes a hop over to Ford as we're under 4 minutes to go in this second period. Still deadlock at 1. Becky Connor now back for Ford. Ford has a little bit of time in the corner. Right back to Connor. Connor switching spots with Woods. That puck stays in, deflected up high off the glass. X looking to get it out, and they will. Gotaz races after it. Woods, though, one of the fastest skaters in the AUS, gets that up to Ford. A little bit of room now. Ford has Vader with her and Connor. Ford shoots, and right into the crest of Molnar.
Oh, and good job by Molnar. Just stay square to the shot, and Stephanie Ford, another fifth-year Tommy, really hunting for that title, and you could tell, and she's also one of the players that Peter Murphy trusts the most. And she's just coming in and just getting a shot just to force the face-off.
Tommies, yes, no championships in their 17-year history. And they've gotten close a few times. It's always been under Peter Murphy. As a shot up high over the net, it kind of flicked out right in front of the crease. Molnar makes another save. Legault, nice little play to get it down low. Ring, jammed up by 2 X players, comes away with it. Ring, nice little behind-the-back pass to Gilbert. Gilbert falling down, gets it out front. Woods, a lot of traffic, and it hits one of the X players. Down low in the corner. Ring, nice play to keep that aside. Ring and Legault. Good pressure by the Tommies. Woods, shot wide, and it goes over to Stanford, who gives it right back for Legault. Good cycling play here for the Tommies. Out front, nobody there. McDonald has it now. And X comes out with it. It's Meropoulos. She'll just push it in and head in. Stanford gets to it. Up to Gilbert. Gilbert off the boards. Jammed up to the side. Nice little body check from Bujold there. Still only 1 penalty in this game, and that was to Bujold, but X scored shorthanded. So the Tommies have not been penalized yet, so very disciplined for them. Bujold has it. Back to the line. Donovan. Gravel. Shot. And right into the mid of Clark for another save.
Well, just to seeing my puck, and really for the first time in the period, you see a long, sustained pressure for the Tommies, and a few nice plays by Lauren Legault just to get the puck deep, and there was that weird puck that bounced over the net, and you just don't know what's going to happen with those, and a little bounce like that could decide this game.
Oof, yeah, that was close there. That was probably the Tommies' best chance since tying this one up. Power has it off the draw. Power still has it, tries to cut out towards the slot. Woods is there. Puck still kind of loose. Henman kind of no-looks it, gives it over to Reed. Reed looking for her second of the game. Olivia Reed backhand. And Molnar with another great save.
Another great save. Just stay square to it, and when a player's coming in on the breakaway, you got to guess what they're going to do, but good job by the StFX defenders just to drive her to the outside, making the job for Molnar a ton easier. And you see here, she comes down and cuts down the angle very nicely, and the shot by Reed just goes right into the lower right arm, and good job for Molnar and better job by the defense.
Yeah, great replay and how far she came out, and the backhand's a tough one to read, but she read it the entire way. Alexuk, Reed, and Hemmen stay out there. Here's Alexuk. McKinley has it. Bounced out, nice deflection down. To keep it in is Gotas. Woods, though, somehow the first one back. Nice little move by McKinley. Steers it aside. Going back for it is Tracy. Hard shot, Graham. Kind of looked for the slap pass. Graham has it again. Try to bat it down is Woods. Woods gets to Henman. Henman makes the move around Graham, but couldn't get much further. And we're going to get another penalty here as Henman with a great rush, and she'll draw a penalty.
Well, with less than a minute left, it's not ideal to get the power play now, but I think you take it anytime you get it. And you got to be careful this time, though, because you know that StFX is going to be aggressive this time around, trying to force the play out and just trying to get out of the period alive. But the Tommies have a real great opportunity to take the lead here at the end of the second frame.
Tommy starting with that second unit because Reed, Alexuk, and Henman were just out there during when they drew the penalty. 55 seconds remaining, as Sean mentioned. Tommy's on their second power play of the night. Gilbert gets a shot off. Graham with the penalty, 2 minutes for hooking. So Tommies don't score within the next 45 seconds. They will have a power play heading into the third. Gilbert over to Odd, stops up, gives it across. Jackson has it, lots of traffic. Decides not to shoot and gives it to Odd. 30 seconds to go in the period. Gilbert back to Odd. Down low for Ring. Good puck pressure, but no shots yet. There's one towards the net. Jammed out front. Gilbert gives it to Odd. Backhand. Steers it across. Molnar can't cover it. 15 seconds to go in the period as Bujol will clear it down the ice. And that will do it pretty much for the second period, as the Tommies will have a minute or so on the power play heading into the third, but not bad at all as we'll do it here. 0 on the clock as the Tommies and X both score in that period, and it's 1-1 after 2, Sean. What did you think of that period?
Well, it's a bit of a chess match, Rob, because you're seeing sort of moves and counter moves, and you see a play at one end and then it comes back the other way, and you're trying to set up that little bit of sustained pressure, and the Tommies did a great job with the last 55 seconds of what little time they had on that power play to set it up.
Tommies will head into the third period with 1:05 on the power play. We'll be back here to bring you the third period shortly.
If you like this, you'll like this too. Introducing Budweiser Prohibition Brew. The first non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer.
Build your championship hockey team with the Kent and Atlantic University Sport, and you could win an NHL experience, including a trip to Montreal with 2 tickets to watch the Habs take on the Tampa Bay Lightning on April the 2nd. With flights, hotels, and spending money, pick your top 5 AUS players, 1 goalie among AUS women and men's hockey teams. Watch their progress over the AUS playoffs, and the team with the best stat line wins. Don't know the players? Well, don't worry. We'll tell you all about the regular season stats so you can pick that championship team. Head to www.kentbuildyourteam.ca to enter today.
If you like this, you'll like this too. Introducing Budweiser Prohibition Brew. The first non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer.
Our country on our shoulders, an arena ready to erupt. And that's cool with me.
New Gatorade Frost. Play cool.
Final minute. Tie game. Top corner.
Gatorade Frost. Cool as ice.
Sesame and ginger. How did Subway know it's what I wanted? Thank you.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
If you like this, you'll like this too. Introducing Budweiser Prohibition Brew. The first non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer.
Well, we're back here with the director of the AUS, Phil Curry. Great to have you on the program, Phil.
Hey, Rob, great to be here, my friend. Yeah.
So this is a busy couple of weeks for the AUS. You had the basketball championships last weekend. You had UMB winning the title for hockey yesterday, and then the women's AUS today.
You know, championship season is always busy for us, whether it's the fall championships or the winter championships, and you know, it's one of the things that I love about AUS and my role is this is a time that I get out to see student athletes, you know, at the banquets and at the event, and when I'm actually handing out the hardware and the awards and all those kind of things, and it's a very special time for me. And we don't get a lot of time through the season to spend any time really with student athletes. So for me, it's pretty special.
So how impressed are you with the growth of women's hockey in the AUS over the past, we'll say, 5 years or so?
Well, not even 5 years. I mean, when I started, women's hockey was just starting to grow, and I'll tell you, it's pretty impressive where it's got to and where it's going to be. I mean, you even look beyond the AUS, and you look. There's now women's leagues. There's women's beer leagues. Those types of things. Like this is becoming a great thing for women and for sport.
Well, just look at the crowd tonight here. It's a March break season. It's a Thursday night, and the crowd is amazing here at the Grant Harvey Center.
Oh, 10,000 here.
Yeah,
I think. That's awesome.
Give or take 10,000, we'll say.
Now it's like 1,000 fans or 1,200 fans, whatever it is here tonight, and they're pure hockey fans, and they're having a lot of fun, and they're watching a great game. You know, we're still tied at 1-1, so still lots of hockey to play yet, and somebody's going to go away with the hardware tonight. So
how nice is it to have the an AUS like city host women's nationals in PEI this year?
Yeah, no, that's pretty special. PEI's UPEI is pretty excited about hosting, and I think it's been a while since we hosted women's hockey. So I think the last time might have been here.
It was here,
in the Grant Harvey Center. So no, it's great to see it back, and hopefully I'll get a chance to get over to PEI and catch some of the action.
So were you at the hockey game last night, the UMB game?
I was. I drove from Halifax to Antigonish and participated in the event and gave the hardware away to UNB just down the road here. So that was fun, but great crowd there too. They were sold out last night, and that was a good thing.
And speaking of UMB, how important was it to get the women's UMB team back in the league this year?
You know, that's just anytime we can get some growth and get back to where we were, that's a great thing. And you know, what's really great about the UMB team this year is that they came out and they were competitive right out of the gate. And that's hard to do, number one, but very exciting for the league and for the AUS itself. So we're absolutely happy to have them back, and proud that they're going to be a real contender here in the next few years.
And I guess we'll talk quick about the basketball championships last year in Halifax, or last week in Halifax, sorry. Dal going away with the title. That was kind of a little interesting. Not necessarily, nobody was really expecting it, I guess.
Well, you can never count Dal out. Rick's a great coach and always delivers. And I'll tell you, those guys just pour it all out for Rick. He's a real players coach, and he's hard on them. but he gets results. And I can tell you that any day he's there for them. So that's great to see Dal advance, considering that they're hosting.
Yeah.
And also, St. Mary's had a great season, but they're still in the tournament as well. So we're going to have, I think, an exciting championship in Halifax on the weekend, and we'll see how things go from there.
So what do you think here? Next goal wins it, or do you think there'll be a couple more? What do you expect maybe the third period to kind of have?
Well, I think I'm thinking that the next goal may win it. Yeah, it's a pretty tight game right now, and the goaltenders are playing well. So I think it's going to be the next goal.
Well, thank you, Phil, for joining us here, and we'll be back to bring you the third period shortly.
Rob, thanks very much.
Thanks, man. So the Tommies give up a shorthanded goal in their first power play. They take a penalty on their second power play, and they're already at 0% in the playoffs. So it's just tough right now.
Just horrid, and you need to be a bit better than that, and especially in a championship game.
As we got a little 4-on-4 here, as Sean mentioned, for about 30 seconds as Gilbert and Jackson swing it over. 2 minutes for holding is the call to Woods. Chance here, 2-on-1, McLeod gives it across, shot! Oh, and wired it just over the net, I believe that was by Meropolis. Kept in. Gravel covered up with 6 seconds to go on the penalty to StFX before we have a power play for them.
Well, in the nightmare scenario for the Tommies would be giving up a goal in that 4-on-4, because then the X-Women get a chance to go up 2 on the power play, and this is a power play that we know can decimate their opponents.
So Bujold and Sherman are out, just waiting the return of Graham, which will be in 5 seconds, so not a bad play there, as that's actually going to be an icing call. I didn't even think of that, yeah. There's still 1 second remaining on the 4-on-4, so that faceoff is going to head all the way back, and I think Gilbert's mindset was already we're on the penalty kill.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a good mindset to have, but now effectively they're on the power play despite there being a second left, and it would have been nice to get to center ice and just kill off some of that penalty, but now it's effectively a minute and a half of power play time.
Graham out of the box, power on, and we got a 5-on-4 for a minute 15. StFX's first power play of the game, actually, in the third, and it's already in the third period. Donovan, Gravel, hard shot and a great block by Gilbert. Bujold's in there now. Settles things down. Gets it back to Gravel, over to Donovan. Donovan, shot. Gets it right back. Settling things down. Switching with Gravel. Oh, and just barely keeps it in. Gravel, back to Donovan as they switch again. Back to Gravel. Shot, another block by Alicia Gilbert. Padding that stat line all the way around. Sherman, great pass out front, and Clark covers up.
Oh, and full props to Alicia Gilbert, keeping the Tommies even in this game, and you can see that she's trying to will her way to kill off this penalty, and she's been one of the dynamite penalty killers for the Tommies all season long, so it's good to see her show up.
We mentioned she's in her 5th year. She has not won an AUS championship, so she is laying everything on the line as Alexiuk now takes the draw against McKinley. Tommies can't clear it. Chisholm walks in. Blocker save by Clark. A lot of the Clark has been great today on the glove side, so some of the X-players now shooting blocker, but she's up to that test as well. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty to Woods as she's standing up in the box now. 10 seconds. Chisholm, maybe one last rush here before Woods gets back. McKinley cutting out wide. Alexiuk was there. And that's going to do it as we are back to 5-on-5. So no power play goals in this game. Out of the box is Woods. And that puck finds the stick of Chisholm. As Phil Curry mentioned, the AUS director, he believes the next goal is the game winner, and it's going to be hard to disagree with him right now with 17 minutes to go.
No, and I'm not too sure that you can vote against that, because it's been a very close game, and it seems like the next goal could be the one to bust it open, and maybe the next goal could be the one to shift the momentum.
Power back in her own end as it looks like a piece of someone's equipment was on the ice. Sherman, ref picks it up. Sherman gets around, stood up. Good play there by Odd. Ring over to Gilbert. Gilbert watched by Power. Sherman behind the net, tries to center it out front. Good play by Odd. Goes right back to Sherman. Stops up behind the net. Power. Jammed up on the side of the boards. This puck's not really going anywhere. Power is just going to shove Ring. Not a bad play. Power and Ring still going at it in the side of the boards. X comes away with it. Back at the line, over to McDonald. McDonald being watched by Gilbert will just swing it behind the net. Misses everybody and it goes to Danielle Ring. Tommy's trying to clear it. Stays in for now. Puck does get out. Go toss back for it. Over to McDonald. McDonald back in her own end. Becky Connor off the bench for the Tommies. 4 minutes gone in this third period of the best of 3 third game of the championship. Shots 25-20 in favor of StFX. Goaltenders have been great so far. McKinley cutting out wide. McKinley still has it. Not much room. Tries to go around Swift. McKinley loses it. And Vader will come away with it. Vader gets it out to center. And Chisholm wires it right back in. Clark, kind of a little bit of miscommunication with Swift. Eventually it goes over to Vader. Little tap. The Tommies will get that out to center. Not a lot of offensive action here to start this third period as both teams kind of hanging around the neutral zone. Swung around. Swift takes that away. And that will be floated in by Mariah Carey. Molnar will cover that up.
Oh, and that's a good heads-up play by Reed just to get it in and they get the face-off because she was aware of Alexa coming in on the right side, and Molnar has to cover that one up.
So with 5 minutes gone in this third period, we're going to get a face-off in the X zone. Top line out for the Tommies. Top line out for X. Bujold against Aleksuk. X wins the draw, but it goes back behind the net. Aleksuk gets to it first, tries to swing it out front. All the way back to the line for Stanford. Wraps it around for Reed. On the side of the boards for Power. Back to Donovan. Donovan. Stretch pass. Almost taken away by Aleksuk. Chance now. Lead pass just misses Bujold as she would have been maybe in all alone there.
Well, and she's probably the one that you don't want if you're the Tommies to get that puck and just break away. AUS MVP just a year ago, and she misses a huge opportunity there as the puck just misses her stick, and Clark will cover it up. And it looks like the referee may be talking to her a bit about what she's been doing, covering it up a bit prematurely.
Yeah, you're right. As Aleksuk stays on with Henman and Reed. Shot. And there it is again, Sean, the glove.
The nice glove by Clark, and that's been strong all season long, but what an excellent job to just track it through traffic, because that's probably one of the most demanding characteristics of being a goalie, is being able to spot the puck on a moment's notice through traffic, as you got to think that you don't get much time to track, and then once you do, it's got to be super close.
Heading into this game, Clark has spotted a 1.76 goals against average and a .931 save percentage in her 4 games. So she's been on fire in regular season and playoffs. Odd. Wraps it around for Gilbert. Gilbert. Over to Odd. Danielle Ring tries to get that out to center. Thomas is there, tries to swing it right back in. Nice little play there and a little bit of a rush now for Gilbert. Ring tries to get the shot off. Legault scores! Lauren Legault, 2-1 Tommies. Little bit of a broken play as Ring loses it, goes right to Legault, and she pounces on it.
And yes, like you said, Rob, a broken play coming into the zone, and Lauren Legault just gobbles that one up, and Danielle Ring fighting off 2 or 3 X-Women at the same time. And then Lauren Legault just comes in and buries it. You see there's a nice little chip, and it gets up and couldn't quite get it out, but St. Thomas blocks the transition game. Danielle Ring just muscles her way, and it seems like the Tommies might have willed their way to this lead.
Great play by Danielle Ring. She gets hooked from behind. The puck just goes over to Legault. She kind of just takes a swap at it. 5-hole on Molnar. And the Tommies have their first lead of the game with 13:50 to go in this third period of the championship game. McLeod now bringing it in with speed. Ring and Gilbert with the assist on Legault's goal. Even strength. Odd has it behind her net. Over to Carey. Misses that one. Goes to Graham. Takes the shot. Ooh, and it deflected in a big pad save there by Clark.
And if you're St. Thomas, you're just trying to play conservative. You don't want to give up that tying goal, but at the same time, an insurance marker would be lovely.
Yeah, it's that awkward middle ground where you don't want to play too back, but you don't want to go too hard. So I don't know. Tommies are up 2-1, and it's been a low-scoring game. Comes out through from Mariah Carey. Carey flicks it high off the glass. Ford almost got to it. Donovan. Right up, and it hit one of the players in the Tommies bench, and we'll get a whistle.
Well, and you can see some urgency in the X-Women's game now, trying to come in across the line and force the transition, but we've seen already in this game that you can't force that, and when you try to, you end up turning it over, and then as a result, give up a few opportunities at your own end, which you can't afford to do at this point in that game.
Face-off coming back in the X zone. Oleksuk wins it. Good play. Jackson backhands it over to Henman. Henman down for Oleksuk. Oleksuk drops it over to Reed. Oh no, Oleksuk continues to have it. Good play by her. Swings it to Reed behind the net. Reed coming out with it. Over to Jackson, who had pinched in. Not much of an angle for a shot, and here comes X. Bujold, great speed, trying to get around. Still has it. Swift. They all kind of run into the line, or the ref there, and it goes back. Henman trying to sneak it past Gravel. And Gravel just pushes Henman to the ground. No call. You can tell, as Sean mentioned a few seconds ago, there's some urgency in X's game that we haven't seen yet today, as they had the lead or were tied the entire game so far until that 2-second goal by Legault. Off the boards, Henman can't get it out. Tracy pushes it into the corner. Swift is in there as well. Tracy jammed up by Swift. Couple of players. Now there's 4 or 5 players behind the net. Puck doesn't seem to be moving, and it does come out front. McKinley back for McDonald. Fakes the shot. Gives it across. Now a little bit of room for Thomas. Out front for Gotas. There was a lot of traffic in that slot area, and she could not get a shot off. Coming right back, though, is McKinley. McKinley has a few options. She'll take the shot up high, and Clark using the blocker and the trapper to kind of catch that one.
Well, you sort of do it as they come, and you got to do it however you can at this point in the game, because if you're Abby Clark, you're 11 and a half minutes away from winning this hockey game, and in a series that's been very hard. You're just trying to clamp down and close out the hockey game.
Yeah, it's the third game, and the Tommies just trying to find a way to get this win here. Ring gives it across, up to center. Icing waved off. Chisholm gets to that first. Ford. Slapped on. Molnar will just kind of steer that aside to Chisholm. Lots of time here, but 11 minutes to go in this third period as Chisholm almost turned that over. Swung down the ice. Meropoulos gets to that, one arms it, trying to get it through, and covered up by Clark.
Well, and Meropoulos, he's been a thorn in the Tommy side all game long, and you can see X-Women coach Ben Bertome, he's been shifting that unit around and trying to play her up and down the lineup to try to get something going, but unfortunately for her, Clark's been up to the task, and here you see on the Legault goal, she just sort of swats it in and it finds its way to the back of the net, and euphoria at the Grant Harvey Center.
Meropoulos, of course, 24 points in the regular season in her first year. Bujol's cutting in, shot right into the T crest of Clark and covered up.
Well, and expect a lot of those stoppages here in the last 10 minutes as Clark isn't going to give them anything, and if StFX is to tie this hockey game, then they're going to have to will their way to that goal, and they're going to have to earn it, and that's exactly the philosophy that the Tommies take on.
Not a lot of open area there. She came right out to the top of the crease, covered it up, no rebound. As Henman has it now, trying to get through. Henman gets out to center, pokes it through. Donovan's in there for X. Swung back for Legault. Cross ice. Jackson. Almost turned it over, gets to Ring. Little tap pass to Gilbert. Gilbert walks in, shot. Wide of the net. Squeaks all the way out for Gota. Leaves it at center. Coming now with a little bit of speed is Thomas. Just swings it to this. Never a bad idea to swing it towards the net as Clark had to make a pad save. Puck gets back to McDonald. Walking the line. Gives it across to Thomas. Back to McDonald. Lots of traffic. McDonald cutting wide. Still has it. Centers it out front. Gota. Shot. And a little bit of a piece of it there by Clark as a good chance by X as they're having a great pressure right now as McKinley makes a move. Shoots. Clark makes a save. Puck bounces over the net. Great pressure by X as they're trying to tie this one up. McDonald jammed up with Gilbert. Coming to help out is number 44, Tracy. Puck still loose. Tracy trying to find it. Trying to get it to McDonald. McDonald comes in. Puck's jammed away. Not really moving anywhere. It does come out now to McDonald. All the way over to Meropoulos. Great pressure for X. Less than 10 to go in this third period as that puck does get out. Huge for the Tommies. Hard shot and covered up, no rebound.
Well, and you can hear it in the crowd too. Every little second that ticks away gets them that much closer, and your goal is just to get it outside the blue line and then regroup, because he forced them to come to you, and that's just one of the driving factors of a winning team.
9:02 remaining in this third period. Still 2-1 St. Thomas, but X taking that lead in that shot category, 32-23, as they win another draw. Chisholm fires it towards the net. Meropoulos, ooh, almost got a piece of it. Now Carey comes out with the other way. Over to Becky Connor, couldn't get it past center. Meropoulos brings it right back in. Cuts through, puck comes out. Graham over to McLeod. Elliott pokes it through. Elliott has a little bit of room. Nobody with her, though. Elliott takes the shot. Gets past. Meropoulos now. Nice pass to Chisholm. Chisholm, shot just wide. Good, hard, low shot, but just wide by Chisholm. Good poke here as Mariah Carey has a little bit of room. Mariah Carey and Chisholm. Toe drag. Carey can't get past Chisholm, and the poke check from Molnar. And right back comes X. McLeod cuts through middle. McLeod has it. Has Sherman with her. And a great stick there by, I believe it was Odd. And that puck comes out to center. Gravel. She'll fire it in. Sherman, first one to get to it. Around the net, stops up, loses an edge. Bujol has it. Has some room. Trying to find an option. Bujol still has it. Leaves it for Sherman. Sherman out front. Donovan makes a move. Another one. A backhand just wide. Wow, a couple of great moves by Donovan. And we're going to get a penalty here. And I believe it's going to go to X. No.
It looks like it. It looks like incidentals.
Okay, exactly. Bujol and Alexuk.
Yeah, they're going to take them both. And at this point in the game, you'd almost be shocked to see the referees make a call with the way that they've been calling it. But nonetheless, good eye to take both of them off the ice, and we're going to have some 5-on-5 hockey still. But so it looks like both teams are going to be missing one of their best players, and Emily Alexic, that's not a player that you want sitting if you're the Tommies.
7:30 to go in this third period. Coincidental Miners will still play 5-on-5 here. Both teams kind of trying to argue where this faceoff should be. The whole St. Thomas coaching staff pointing to center.
Well, it's looking like it's going to be outside the StFX line. And it looked like the referee initially signaled to be right outside of the St. Thomas blue line, but it looks like they brought it back a little further to the advantage of St. Thomas, hopefully kill a few more seconds off the clock.
Puck all the way back into the X end. McDonald has it. Off the boards, right to Tracy. Tracy just trying to get it to center, swings it in. Gotosh trying to beat out the icing. I guess it was waved off. Up to Ring. Ring had that great rush that led to the Legault goal. Poked in. 7 minutes to go here in this third period. McDonald being watched by Gilbert. McDonald back. Nice little move by Thomas, as that gets out to center. X will just fire that in, head for a line change. Elliott trying to get in there first. McLeod jammed up on the boards. Elliott's in there as well, forward for the Tommies. Comes out to the X. McLeod makes a move, drops it back. Graham over to Chisholm. Chisholm fires it, deflected. Oh, and almost tipped in there by McLeod. Henman, little floater, trying to get it through. Gets past everyone and goes over all the way to Chisholm. Chisholm makes a couple of moves, gets it in. Elliott can't. Back now. Over to Meropoulos. Meropoulos has a little bit of room, fakes the shot, goes between her legs. Couldn't get the shot off though. Elliott. Elliott and Legault battling down low. Jackson's in there as well. Wraps it around the boards. Chisholm will get there first. Chisholm fires it, looking for the tip, and gets it by Elliott, but just wide. X regains control. These X-Women putting on a clinic here in the last few minutes. They just haven't scored. Puck does get out here. Gilbert pushes it in. Graham now. Over to Chisholm. Has to circle back. Over to Graham. Back to Chisholm. Tip through. And Ring comes away with it. Ring has Ford. Ring over to Ford. Misses just wide. Coming back for it is Emily Power, just trying to get through. Power still has it. Makes a move to get around Ford. Good play by the assistant captain. Power swings it in. Back now, Jackson. Over to Reed. Henman off the bench. Henman loses it. Donovan has some room. Donovan still has it. Walks in. Looks for options. Fires it up high. Rebound loose. Shot. And Clark makes her biggest save of the game.
Oh, and I don't think there's a save bigger than that one, and it was looking like 3 or 4 X-Women were ready to pounce on that loose puck, but she was able to hold on, and good job. As you see there, a little bit of a rebound, but up to the task on a point-blank shot from an excellent shooter.
X has been on fire these past 8 minutes or so, just chance after chance, and just spending a lot of time in the Tommies' end, Sean.
Well, and you can see the desperation starting to set in. They're doing a full court press because, you know, as we know, it's a winner-take-all game, and the winner goes to nationals because, unfortunately, the second AUS berth will go to UPEI.
Back for Donovan. You're going to see a lot of Donovan in these last 5 minutes. She'll bring it in. Leaves it now. Still has it. Donovan has Tracy with her. Shot. And where did that end up? In the glove of Clark.
Well, and that's been a theme of the game, and we talked about this early on, that Abby Clark's up to those shots, and if she sees it, she's going to glove it down, and she's doing exactly that here in the last few minutes. And like you said, StFX putting on a clinic. You can almost make the argument that Abby Clark's clinic has been showing them how to do the work.
33 saves for Clark, the 5th-year Tommy. X keeps it in. Graham still out there. Elliott, Meropolis, Chisholm, and a great pad save there. Back now. Trying to battle her way as Alexuk. McLeod, nice stick by Reed. Stretch pass right on the tape of Elliott. Elliott over to McLeod. Still has it. Over to Chisholm. Has a little bit of room. Looks out front. Tipped. Oh, and a great save by Clark. Oh, what a tip as well. I believe Elliott got a piece of it. Graham, hard shot. Doesn't quite get through. Elliott has it now. Gives it over to McLeod. McLeod, the goal scorer for X. Back to Graham. Shot towards the net. Misses wide. Chisholm. Back for Elliott. Once again, a lot of pressure here for the Tommies. Or, sorry, for X. Chisholm. And Elliott battling. Meropolis has it now. Just a cycling play between X here as they needed a line change. As that puck gets down the ice with 3:15 to go in the third.
Well, and that's huge. St. Thomas now gets an opportunity to put some fresh legs on the ice. And like we said early on, that's going to be the key. And it definitely has been in these last few minutes, especially for the team protecting the 1-goal lead.
Back now. Gravel gives it across. Sherman. Bujold. Just poking it through. Nice play by her. Sherman now. Settles things down. Gravel just takes a shot off the side of the net. That was a hard, she walked into that. Bujold now. Gets it back for Donovan. Donovan makes a move. Still has it. Donovan, we've seen this already a few times. Shot towards the net and another couple saves by Clark. Sherman. Back for Power. Power. Another save. Rebound. And covered up by Clark with 2:25 to go in the third.
Well, and watch for Ben Bertome to use his timeout here in the next few moments here, and especially Carly Molnar. She should be heading to the bench here in a few moments, and 2:25 to go. It's just pure euphoria here at the Grant Harvey Center as they're hoping their Tommies can hold on to win this one and win their first title in 17 years, but it's a long road, and 2:25 is a long time to tie the game.
And that will just be floated right back on. And do you feel like the Tommies, Sean, are just, I don't know, just spending a lot of time in their own end, not really forcing the puck out? I know it's probably a difficult thing to do, but they got to get that in that end.
Well, it's difficult because you could see the offensive zone, and you could see the forecheck for StFX really pushing for that tying goal. And once again, it's the desperation that sets in, but for St. Thomas, you're just trying to kill off the clock.
Chisholm back behind her own net. What time do you think Molnar would head out of the net here?
Oh, I think you have to think it's pretty soon, and coaches traditionally pull them out in the last minute, but I wouldn't be surprised to see her leave in maybe 30 or so seconds.
Graham pushes that in. Meropoulos trying to get in there first. Jammed up by Stanford. $1:50 to go on the clock here. Puck still in the corner. McLeod has it. McLeod one-hands it right back to Chisholm. Good play by her. Chisholm, cross ice. Graham. Down low for Elliott as she's being watched by Jackson. Back to Graham as Molnar's out of the net. 6-on-5 here, folks, as Bujold is the extra attacker. She gets on. Tries to give it back to Chisholm. Chisholm has it. 1:30 to go in this game. Extra attacker 0 for X. McLeod. Some of these Tommies have been on for a while. Wraps it all the way around. Donovan calling for it as she just gets off the bench. Donovan walks in. Makes a move. Swings it out front. Good play by Alexa. Bujold, though, has it. 1 minute to go. Back down low for Donovan. Donovan's playing deep. Gilbert has it. Trying not to ice it. She'll get it in deep. 55 seconds to go. Elliott brings it right back in. Good play by her. Meropoulos tries to float it down. Woods trying to clear it, and she will. Will it have enough for icing? Yes, it will. So with 43.5 seconds, the Tommies ice it, and we're bound to get a timeout from at least one of these coaches.
Well, and St. Thomas just got fresh legs out there, so for them, you want to be playing a bit conservative, and you got the fresh legs, and Ben Bertome, it looks like he's got his drawing board out, so yeah, and StFX timeout here, and oh boy, exhilarating last few minutes here, and my heart's racing.
Yeah,
I don't know about yours.
No, this is very exciting. A championship game going down to the wire like this.
Well, and you almost hope, and so, I mean, if you're the losing team, you say, just blow us out, just be done with it, but no team giving an inch all game long, and StFX is trying to muster up that little bit more just to get that tying goal, and Abby Clark standing tall, and she has been a brick wall this evening.
What more can you say about her? 38 saves on 39 shots.
And what more could you ask from your starter and arguably your MVP for the season? And she was in the chatter for the AUS MVP at one point, but Catherine Villeneuve from UDM just putting on a clinic all season long, and now Abby Clark and her Tommies will have to stand tall for the next 43 seconds.
X going with Meropoulos, Sherman, Donovan, McLeod, Bujold, and Gravel.
They're getting all the big guns.
Yeah, that's some firepower right there. 43.5. 6-on-5. Molnar sitting on the bench. And X keeps it off the draw. That's important. Sherman stops up, loses it, turns it over to Ford. Ford does the smart play and wraps it down. Icing waved off. Gravel behind her own net. Less than 30 seconds to go as X has to get it up here. Bujold bringing it in herself. Drops it back. Meropoulos. We got 15 seconds to go on the clock. Wraps it around for Donovan. Donovan swings it out front. Still has it. 10 seconds to go. Puck jammed up. Loose. We got 5 seconds on the clock. Puck still behind the net. Donovan can't come away with it. Puck around the net. And with a whistle with 2.6 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, and a mad scramble behind the net, and Sarah Bujold was just standing in all alone, and that's dangerous. So a little bit of a dust-up, and we'll see who the referees are going to send off. I think they're saying 5-on-4.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do you think there's going to be any added time on the clock?
Oh, there's a second or two, nothing too consequential, but that means the face-off either comes out or all the way down to the StFX zone. So that's great news for the Tommies with 2.6 seconds left on the clock, and then barring a miracle, it's all but theirs.
I didn't even think of that. The penalty to McLeod will take the face-off outside of the zone, and St. Thomas 2.6 seconds away here. Here we go, folks. We'll get everyone in the Grant Harvey Center is standing up.
And they're on their feet here, and it's been a long time coming. It's been a few years, and you've seen them get their lunch eaten by teams like St. Mary's and StFX in the past. So this is a long time coming, so you got to enjoy it, Tommies Nation.
And the captain, Emily Alexic, 4th year taking this draw. Ford will head off as well. And with 2.6 seconds, all we need to do is the ref got to drop that puck, Sean.
Yeah, and that's all you got to do. And so now they're just trying to sort out who goes where for formality. And it looks like it's coming back into the Tommy zone, which makes sense because of the offsetting penalties.
You're right. The officials are talking it over. And with Ford going in the box, it's a little bit of a change now. Now there's enough time for a shot.
Well, talk about maximum drama, and it almost seems like the officials are trying to do that. But if you're Emily Alexic, you just want to tie Bujold on the draw.
Oh, Bujold shoots it off the whistle, and the Tommies will win their first AUS championship, 2-1 over StFX. Wow, Sean, they did it.
What a hockey game, and I'll tell you, I've watched this team all throughout my time at St. Thomas, and oh boy, nothing more special than winning this. It's a long time coming, and there's going to be a lot of happy fans out in Fredericton tonight.
Winning it at home in Game 3, 2-1. Abby Clark, 39 saves in the win. And Lauren Legault with the game winner.
Oh, and Legault, she's been a superstar for the Tommies this year, being the second center behind Emily Alexic, and that's a tall task. And considering she's eaten up a lot of minutes on the special teams and the power play and penalty kills, she's a spectacular player for the Tommies with still a few years of eligibility to go.
Wow, look at that. And even the hats are coming out. Think about all the senior players that Tommies had, never winning a championship, coming together in that final year. Just amazing. Down 1-0 in this series as well, Sean, where it didn't look good after a 4-0 loss in Game 1.
No, and StFX looked like they had a firm grasp on the series, and even in Game 2, jumping out to an early lead and being resilient all throughout the game and just finding ways to put the puck in the net. So St. Thomas Tommies really had some adversity, and they showed that they're a team that can contend for a national title.
Wow, speaking of that, Nationals in PEI this year, so the Tommies won't even have to travel that far. They'll stay within their AUS division. And here we go as they're getting the presentation ready. You got to give it to StFX, though. A great season. They finished second, only behind the Tommies. They swept the Huskies in the second round. And they lose in Game 3, 2-1 as the handshake line. Here we go. Best thing in sports, best tradition here as both teams hard-fought series.
Hard-fought series, and these are two teams that don't like each other. So moving forward, you might see a bit more of a rivalry to go, and StFX has some great young players, and it looks like St. Thomas is going to have to be ready for a huge turnover and transition on their roster, but this is the year they had to get it done, and it seems like they did.
They went on that, what was it, that impressive, I think, 11-game winning streak this year?
Yeah, 11-game winning streak, and most notably, the 10th game being against StFX in a tough shootout win.
That was probably the best game of the year up to the playoffs, and that really showed where the Tommies were. That was right before the second semester.
Well, and I think you can make the argument this game right here tonight is the best one of the season, and arguably the best one that this Tommies core has ever had.
Yeah, you got to feel great as Galaddy's out there as well, and Coaches, Christina Coaches, and Tristan Elford. The three scratches today as they're out there in their jerseys. Coach Peter Murphy winning his first championship as a head coach. 17 years, that's a long time to wait, Sean.
Yeah, that's a long time in the making. And for head coaches, you don't see them wait that long. And Ben Bertome, he's already seen 2 AUS finals in his 3 years with StFX. And you got to think that he might see many more in the future.
Oh, yeah, no. Great system, lot of great players there. As that trophy is going to stay here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. As someone previously mentioned to me, the St. Thomas School, this was their 7th championship this year, championship final, and this is their first championship. Both soccer teams, basketball, rugby, volleyball, and hockey takes home the title.
Well, and both soccer teams winning silver and basketball winning silver, and it just seemed like an endless cycle of just losing in the finals and just coming up short, being just not good enough. But this Tommy squad that's been together for a few years now finally gets a chance to celebrate the big prize.
As they are announcing the player of the games. Player of the game for StFX is McLeod. She had the goal. She played a great game. Leah McLeod. She is in her first year. Lots of time left for her, but she is a great talent for StFX. And I believe the player of the game, I mean, you got to give it to Clark, right, Sean?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, Olivia Reed. And you're right, that tying goal, that was what an effort that was. She got tripped, fell down, wrapped it around, and she was great on that top line. So my mistake, Olivia Reed, great game.
Well, and, you know, after Kelty Apperson left the program a few years ago, you had some big shoes to fill on that line, and Olivia Reed stepped in really nicely into that mold. And for a small player, she really plays a big game, and she really did an excellent job throughout these playoffs just to drive it.
And Abby Clark, maybe, I believe she was playoff MVP or finals MVP. This is what it is.
Yeah, and it looks like playoffs. And
yeah.
Oh, and she was stellar in the playoffs, and even against UMB, a team that doesn't score often. I mean.
Oh yeah. But playoff MVP for Abby Clark, and just amazing. And here, AUS Director Phil Curry is going to present the championship trophy and banner to Fredericton St. Thomas Tommies. Their first time in their storied program here is as Alexa will go get that trophy.
Well, and those banners up here at the Grant Harvey Center, you have one from the 2014 CIS National Championship hosting.
For hosting, yeah. Well, nice put that one up as the captains and the assistant captains will take the picture of the trophy and the banner. And hopefully there's some nice beverages coming out of that trophy tonight.
Well, I mean, you got to think so. And it's going to be a nice banner to add to the repertoire. And for a program that's just moving up, it's a big one.
And there it is, folks. The St. Thomas Tommies with the championship banner. 2018-2019 AUS champions. There it is, folks. And what a great crowd on a Thursday night here in Fredericton. So for myself, Robert Johnson, and Sean Crocker, thank you for joining us today. And once again, the final score, 2 St. Thomas, 1 StFX. St. Thomas are your AUS champions.